So the plan is one more solar panel here, and I'm gonna put a support. I think I figured this out pretty good. So I have one support, kind of, we'll just connect that to this post here, and we'll have another support right here, and that should support the panel pretty good, kind of from the middle, and then the other from the outside edge, and then the inside edge, of course, will just connect to the hard top. Let's see if that works. If it does, that'll be a massive boost in solar, 1,200 extra watts. And we can run the AC definitely during the day, maybe even at night if the batteries can handle it. We're at the epoxy store now. We got some fiberglass and epoxy for our solar arch project. Cool spot, they just pour it right out of the jugs for you. I'm actually using the solar panel with a tarp as my fiberglass layup table. I got some 2-inch PVC pipe, and I'm cutting this 200-gram cloth. This should get about 5 layers, just rolling it up there. ChatGPT says that'll be strong enough. I also got some peel ply for the last layer. So I got epoxy because it should cure a little slower than polyester resin, and yeah, hopefully I can wet out this whole sheet and roll it before it cures because it's pretty hot. So my technique was just to pour some epoxy onto the glass and the PVC and roll the fiberglass around it. It worked pretty good. The first roll is done. Yeah, it's not perfect, but I don't think it's too bad either. We'll see how it looks like when I get the peel ply off. Hopefully those bubbles are just in the peel ply. It's like, it seems like it's going horrible at first, but then you could just keep working it, and luckily this epoxy seems to have pretty good pot life. So just 3 more to do. It's I wish I had made this table higher. I'm trying to decide if I could support it on there. Okay, for number 2, I have a slightly different approach. Got a more comfortable table. I'm going to mix up enough epoxy to wet out this area really well and also cover the tube. Then I'm going to let that kind of gel up just a little bit while I mix some more epoxy. Then I will that should make it stick at the beginning more. Then I roll that, and then I'll mix the rest of it up and just wet it out with my hands. That's the game plan now. I think that will just make it go even better. So piece number 2 came out even better. I mean, you can see by the peel ply how much, just straighter I got the weave, and much more, a little bit more condensed. I might have been a little resin rich. We'll see. There's a weight difference. I'm gonna get, let's knock out these last 2. Okay, for number 3, I'm gonna roll this plastic, which I accidentally bought. I was trying to get thicker stuff to cover the windows, but it's basically like saran wrap. So I use this to cover the table because the old kind of mostly set of epoxy kind of messed me up. Just a little bit, made it a little harder because everything was sticking. So this should give me a fresh surface. So I can lay this glass out. And this one I did pretty much the same as the last, mixing the epoxy in 2 batches. Really kind of helps you in 2 ways. It lets the initial part start to gel up a little bit, so it helps the glass stick to the PVC, and then for the second batch it just gives you more working time to really get a nice layup. So I think I'm figuring the best way to do this now and getting some pretty good results. So these are the last 2 all finished up. And that is the last tube. I just kept getting better at that. Pretty much had the technique by the second one. And by the 4th one, it went pretty quick. 30 minutes in the last one, maybe 45 in the first one. Obviously, it would make a lot more sense just to buy these fiberglass tubes, but I kind of feel like you learn something by making it. And if you ever want to get good at composites, if you just say, oh, it makes more sense to buy everything, then you're never going to get there. So sometimes you just got to do the thing that you want that doesn't make sense, but in the long run, it does make sense. I'm taking the peel ply off just the end so I can cut it. I'm going to leave the peel ply on the middle so then until I'm ready to paint it. That way I don't have to, clean it and sand it and everything. So I still have a little time left today, so I laid some glass over this. I put some plastic over it to keep it from sticking, and I can cut this into strips, and that'll just be like a way I can mount it onto the boat with some screws. I figured that would be pretty easy. It was really easy to make. Alright, next day my little bracket came out great. That's perfect. I'm glad I put a few extra layers. I did 9 layers on this. And that'll be plenty strong, I think. So now Annalene has cut out our kind of cross beams for the solar panel, and she's gluing them together to give them a little more thickness. So Annalene just got a coat of fairing compound on these guys. So we'll sand that down and we'll be ready for priming. So I've been fanning this green foam, and it's so hard to sand. I just assumed it'd be like the polystyrene, which sands so easy. This stuff is really hard to sand. And in the electric sand, I won't even touch it. So I guess I gotta do it by hand. All right, this came back. This thing is cured up. It feels pretty darn solid. Today I'm gonna try to laminate the rest of these. Or we need to at least get 4 done. The 5 and 6, I'm not sure if I really need, but yeah, this feels really strong. Super stiff, that's great. Man, just peel fly off. But I think the better job you do, the harder it is to take it off. This thing I got good wet out laminate, nice and consolidated. Very nice. Maybe a little bit of lifting at the very edge. That's okay. I'm hopefully gonna trim it. Oh, that seems strong enough for me. I can stand on it. Maybe bend a bit. Maybe I made it stronger than I needed to. Back to work. We got 3 more tubes glassed, so just 2 more to go. And I guess I just gotta finish fairing these. Annalene started and then she abandoned me. This should be pretty easy though, and then I can prime them. And I guess I could prime this one too, or maybe start fairing this one. Should I fair it? You always get like a line where the peel-ply seam is, and also where the fiberglass ends. And yeah, I should probably just fill that for not much work. So I've got all my pieces made. So I'm just gonna put some epoxy primer on them. Whoops. A roller. Look at that. It's pretty nice. I went and picked up more PVC today because I want to make a full scale model of the solar panels, because I need to put these in place to figure out the size and everything. And these are super heavy, so this will be much easier to position up there. So I'm just gonna attach this. And I picked this size PVC because I can also use it as an extender for the throttle on the outboard. See, it just slips over the throttle there, so now I can steer from further forward and get on plane easier. But then, yeah, this will be where our solar panel goes. So now I can bring the supports up here. The primer should be dry. Okay, so I'm just mocking it up here. It's looking pretty good. Just want to make sure I have head room as I walk underneath it. Me and Annalene are almost the exact same size, so we should both just clear. Maybe I'll give a little bit more. All right, it's all working out. Need to slide the panel just a little bit back, but I think the beams and columns are in the right spot, and I think those will support it nicely. It's about a simple design I could come up with. I think it kind of integrates with the style of the boat pretty good too. Alrighty, see if that fits. So I'll just do a fillet right here, and I'll fill this in so it looks nice and smooth transition, and glues it up real nice, but it's pretty sturdy right now. Just temporarily put in there with one of its supports. I think the solar panel, once that's up there, that'll keep it from racking forward and backwards. Oh, if we probably want to paint these before it's all, it's gonna be harder to paint around there. Paint it before it's all attached. Maybe not, maybe I'll just get it up there. I want to get going. We can always paint when we're underway. So coming through here, no problem. Just go down, clears your head perfectly. Little extra clearance even if you step up. So I think we're in good shape. So now I'm repeating my work on the starboard side here. So now I dug a little bit out of the edge here, and I'm just filling these with some thickened epoxy. So that's a nice hard edge. So now painting has begun. I won't get too close. And I just painted the spots that are gonna be hard to reach later, because I'm gonna paint the rest when it's on the boat. I wrapped my propeller in bubble wrap because I kept hitting my head against it. We got this all glued up there. It could be better, but it could be worse too. We'll just sand it, and then I think I'll do a bigger fillet with the fairing compound. I haven't decided if I want a piece of glass going across here too. But let me just go make sure it's straight. I got it sanded pretty smooth. But I think once the solar panel is on here, we'll keep it from racking side to side. That's really the only movement there is, side to this way. Then the next challenge is trying to get the solar panel up here. I'm thinking if I go up the stairs, I was going to use the halyard, but I think I can go up the stairs and then lift it up to there and then lift it over to here. Today it's rainy, so we're switching gears to the solar wiring. I've connected my solar cables to this old network cable we're going to use to pull it through the hole in the floor that goes out to the cockpit. It's working. So this means drilling a lot more holes in the boat, unfortunately. I got two MPPT charge controllers that are 60 amps. These were $50 each. It's a Palmister, you know, pretty good. I hear that's better than Victron. And the Victron ones are like $200 each, so that's probably good enough. Power's power, right? Here is our solar charge controllers. We got those mounted up under here. Okay, Annaline just helped me wrestle these things up here. They're kind of heavy, but they're super sturdy now because the solar panel helped kind of square keep this from racking back and forth. And I just mounted them with these little L brackets. I've only screwed in these two, the corners so far, but I think that's gonna be great. Here we can see them from the top. Wow, just doubled our solar here with these two big panels. We have two 600s here. These were before we had these 400s, and then this was maybe 100 watts total, and this is probably another couple 100 watts. These flexibles don't make that much power anymore. But these are also bifacial, so they'll get the water that's reflected off, the sunlight that's reflected off the water in the boat will also give them even more power. So I'm stoked on this. We shouldn't have to worry about power now. Probably don't need to upgrade the battery. Size up the battery bank. Next. Now for a little side project, the windshield. I just drew a little inset mark. I'm gonna put some hinges up here, and then I'll see if I can cut it out and so it can swing in. Looks like at one point maybe it did swing in. There's a little holder for it. We could just move this to wherever it needs to be to catch it, and then we'll have an open windshield. It'll be so nice. So I'm told this is a plastic bit. I'm not really sure. Let's hope it works. Otherwise I won't have a good windshield. That didn't work very well. Also it melted. I don't know, like maybe this is like a different type of plastic. It doesn't cut good. So back onto this project, my jigsaw did not work. It just melted the plastic. So I guess it works with acrylic, but not polycarbonate maybe. I've just learned that this is polycarbonate. Either that or my blade is still not the plastic blade. Someone told me that was the right blade though that they gave me. Now I'm gonna use the router. I made a little template out of this plastic board. Okay, hopefully this doesn't go badly. I don't know how optimistic I am, but I think I'm committed now. All right, so that worked pretty well. I chose to go with this kind of interesting organic shape at the last minute instead of following the nice template I did. I think that came out really interesting looking. And we got a few scratches from when the The wind knocked the panel over the other night. Those will keep the birds from flying into it as often, I'm sure. The hinges seem to work pretty good. I just need to move the little catch a little forward. And then this thing kind of swings back and forth as a pendulum. That's cool. It can kind of fan you off a little bit. But I think I'm pretty happy with that. That's cool. I think Annaline's gonna be really excited when she sees this. It's try number 2 at the immigration office, and we got a whole nother month. Hooray. Oh, it's not too hard.
No, it wasn't bad.
They were pretty nice once we had the right papers.
That helps.
Next, I'm gonna work on these Martin Gayle pins. These are the worst looking ones on the whole boat, maybe. Let's get them out. Oh, well, that's good. Okay, so I think it was just this part was maybe the wrong type of metal. You know, I think I'm out of this pin material. Maybe I'll just clean this up and put it back so I can get more material later. So I clean this up, it'll probably rust again. So I think actually what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna paint this section, since this is like definitely good 316 stainless. That's probably like 308 or something, or 306, whatever, I don't know the numbers, but not 316. Yeah, so I could just like paint this section. I don't think normally you're supposed to paint stainless because it can like, and that's not good for it, but this will be fine because this is not crucial. So yesterday Annaline painted our Martin Gayle pins. They look pretty good. This little thing right here, this little hole is for a boarding platform to go into. Now I'm switching gears and working on these hinges. These are the old hinges for the life raft. Compartment cover. It's up here actually, so it flipped down. So I'm filling the old holes because we got new hinges. They have a slightly different bolt pattern. We can reuse 2 of the holes, but 2 we got to redo. Okay. I cut the backing plates because our old hinges had the pattern like this. Like this, and the new pattern hinges go like that. So this way I could reuse the old backing plates without having to make new ones. Just reinstalled this hatch. For some reason it took multiple tries to get the holes to line up with my thickened epoxy core protection, so this project has taken forever. But we have new hinges, looks much better. Well, it's still kind of dirty and stuff, but at least they're not those rusty things that look like they might break. We wouldn't want our life raft just falling out of the bottom of our boat, would we? In a previous video, I showed us raising our mast, but then I found more footage from before that of other projects I did on the mast. So this is going back in time from before that. I just didn't want you guys to miss out on all the fun projects. So today we are AME Marine, and I need 30 meters of 3x16. So it ends up being about $125. All right, back at the boat, 30 meters of wire. Let's see if we can pull this through the mast. I'm gonna take out the spare antenna wire, do this in instead. Luckily, this is just a hair thinner, so I think we should be in good shape. Just gotta tape this together real good. All right. Shoot, it's already stuck. Oh, we made it that far. Okay, try number 2. The tape was a little bit too thick, so I did my, come on, focus, Western Union splice, and I'll put a little tape around just this part. This seems pretty strong. Well, that's pulling through much better. You know, I just drilled some holes in the mast, and I want to put some screws. Oh, that's pretty good. So then here's the light. That will just go on top like this, and these pins fit into there. It's kind of clever design. Okay, I gotta cut. There's no place for the wires. I gotta cut a little recess there, or file one. Just a little bit more. Now I'll just come over to the other end of the mast and let's test this thing out. I think we got an anchor light. Let's Sweet. So white's anchor light, and then the other one should be tri-light. Let's try that one. All right, finally a project that's easy. That's a nice bright light too. So the tri-light is allowed on sailboats under a certain size, and you can use that while you're sailing. And then you turn it off and you can use the anchor light when you're anchored. So the only situation we don't have covered is steaming, because this is the steaming light, which we have that light will work. But when you're using the steaming light, you're not supposed to use the tri-light. You're supposed to use red and green ones on the deck, and those still don't work. But we have some battery ones. It's such a it's kind of rare that we would motor at night. But yeah, I'm gonna leave that project up to Annalene to figure out. And just double checking that the steaming light still works, and it looks like it does. I hope that's an LED and not a incandescent. I think it is. I'll pull that out just to double check. It's a lot easier right now. Yeah, that looks like an LED. I lost one of the little reflective tapes on the Windex, so I just put some of this glow-in-the-dark tape instead. And this stuff's pretty cool. Look how bright it gets. Charge it up. Wah, wah, wah. So we'll see how that works out up there. I think it looks like a UFO. Woo! Second thought, I think I'm going to take it off until the actual day of the mast going up so no one breaks that. These things are super fragile and very expensive too. We got a replacement motor from Sailforce, so I'm going to install that now. I'm also moving the control panel over here because I feel like it'll be easier to control from the helm. I can see it right here. It's pretty cool. It uses the exact same mounting screws as the old Ray Marine stuff I had on board, so I can just reuse the little custom brackets the guy made. Cool, so that will go there. Okay, hopefully that will be the last time I have to install that again. Let's test this out over here. I think that's a much better position for the control panel. I can see that way better. I just noticed our main halyard has some chafing on this end here, and since I go up and down on that, and just because it's the main halyard, I definitely want to get that fixed. I'm gonna pull this pin out. Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to splice, and I hate this eye in here, a new eye, and I hate splicing this rope. It's such a pain. It's so tough. But I've done it before, so hopefully I can do it again. So I bent this old antenna into a makeshift D-splicer. I never used a splicer like this, so I don't really want to pay for something that seems like just a bent piece of wire. Let's see if it'll work. So I guess we start by getting the core out of here and mark the eye right there. So I found another splice that an easier version where I just have it like pull the core back and do it a normal Dyneema splice, and then I'm doing that one because the other one is way too complicated. So this is super easy now. I just pull the core back, splice the core, eye in the core, and then I pull the cover back over the rest of the rope. I've done a lot of these splices lately with the rigging, so it should be easy. You just splice two loops, put one loop through the other loop. And there's your kind of locking Brummel splice, so now I'll just bury the core and taper it. But I'm gonna try my homemade D-splicer. Yeah, seems to work. All right, I may have broken antenna, but I got a new splicer. So just taper this. I think that'll be fine since this should be out of the UV, and I don't think that should chafe on anything. It just goes through with a little pin. Steph is getting the chain plate pins back in. This could be a challenge because I think these are all like very custom kind of handmade pieces, and they probably need to go in the right place. So I gotta try to remember where everything went. I kind of labeled some of the pins, like P, so let's find the new pin that size, and then the pieces go along with it. I mangled up these chain plates while I was getting the pins out, so we filled and repainted them. Aniline painted them, they look really good now. So now I can reinstall these pins so we can do the rigging tomorrow. All right, got this one dry fit, and I got this one in with the Tef gel. It's kind of tricky because all these are like kind of custom, like shaped for each of the chain plates, so it's hard to figure out which one went to which. We finally got it, and I'm finding it, if you take the fingers and cut them off the gloves, it's kind of nice because then I can not get my hands messy, but still like not have to wear gloves. And these are easy to get on and off and just change. Just got a big order from Shopee. This is like the, I don't know, Temu of Thailand or Amazon, whatever. Lots of cheap stuff. So I got a knockoff Makita heat gun that uses their batteries, and actually even came with a knockoff battery. Actually, I'm not sure it's really a knockoff because I don't believe Makita makes a battery powered heat gun. And then I got a, this whole thing was like 10 bucks. It feels legit and it works. And then I think this might be a real, or maybe it's a knockoff too. This was 100 bucks. And I got a sander. That one works pretty good too. Today we got another Shopee order, and a bunch of people recommended this rubber wheel for removing stuff. Eileen found it on Shopee. Supposedly this will remove tape residue without any problem. Oh, that's good. That's pretty good. I mean, it kind of moves it around, but I'm assuming it should be. No, you could, I don't know, is it removed? It moves it around at least. Yeah, it's moving it too. Cool. Take the paint off? Yeah, it takes the paint off too if you're not careful. Oops. Took a little of the paint off. You gotta be careful with that thing. This thing I think was 60 bucks. That feels pretty solid actually. Maybe it is Makita. I don't think it is though. No, this is a knockoff. Okay, we're testing her out. Got on the 15-degree setting. I've wanted to have a pressure washer aboard my boat for many years, and I finally found this battery-powered one, and it's not as good as a normal pressure washer, but it's better than nothing. It's gonna make a big difference for being able to clean things on the boat. Yeah, it's slow, but it gets the job done. Doesn't even use that much water. Thanks for watching. Today's video, like most of my videos, is not sponsored, and if you would like to help support the channel, a small donation through PayPal or Patreon or Venmo really goes a long way to helping me get the boat ready and go sailing so I can make these videos for you guys. I really appreciate the support of all the people that are helping out. I will see you guys next time. Bye.